Hello, everybody. Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you for joining our webinar co-hosted by RentalWise, our most recent PMS partner. Just a quick introduction. My name is James. I'm the head of marketing here at Dtravel. I'm joined by Bryan, advisor to RentalWise. Bryan will be giving you an overview of the platform and explaining just how you can create immediate value for your short-term rental business by signing up to RentalWise. So just a quick note on the platform. So RentalWise is a powerful end-to-end platform. It enables you to manage all of your booking channels. So all of the most popular booking channels, Airbnb, VRBO, Booking.com. And now with this partnership, you can add Dtravel as a booking channel and build a direct booking site in minutes and really start to grow your earning potential with each booking. So even if you feel like you don't have the time or resources to move your business 100% toward direct bookings, you can still use your Dtravel powered direct booking site. Whenever you have a guest who wants to rebook or extend their trip, for example, instead of having that guest rebook through an OTA, you can send them the link to your direct booking site and have them and process the transaction through there and save on the high fees charged by OTAs. So I guess just before we get started here, a few housekeeping things, a few housekeeping notes. So we're going to leave some time toward the end for some Q&A. If you have any questions that you'd like answered, there is a question box in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. You should be able to leave a question in there, and we'll answer it towards the end of the call. There's also a chat function, so feel free to drop some questions during the presentation in here, and I'll do my best to answer them as we're going. But yeah, like I said, I'll save some of the questions toward the end that we can answer together. So yeah, without further ado, I'll let Bryan take over and have him show you guys the platform.
Thank you, James. I appreciate it. And yeah, everyone, as he mentioned, as I'm going along, I don't know if we'll be reacting in real time, but I think we can try. So if you do have questions while I'm showing off any functionality or otherwise at the end, please feel free to drop those in. But today, the main purpose of our talk is to go through that new partnership. We are the newest PMS that will offer access to Dtravel, and we're very excited to do that. I'm going to run everyone here through how to quickly sign up for RentalWise, start your free trial, and actually to get your Dtravel listing up in potentially less than 5 minutes. So we'll do it slowly so we have a lot more to talk about, I guess. So I'll kick off really quickly. I'll run everyone through getting to rentalwise.com, signing up for a free trial, connecting your Airbnb account. We do find that most or many users at least have Airbnb. And the reason we mention that, we'll show it off in this demo, is it allows you to import your property very quickly. Otherwise, you can create it manually. But we'll go ahead and connect an Airbnb account. We'll import a property. We'll connect that to Dtravel, and we'll get the website up and running in just a few minutes. I just thought this was an interesting side note, James, because I know a lot of the users here today, of course, are looking to drive more direct revenue and of course, potentially do that in coin or crypto assets if they can. For many of the people watching, feel free, of course, to check out RentalWise and some of our About Us page. But a bit of my background is I've been in vacation rentals, not just sort of tech, but vacation rentals specifically, and then tech around that for going on 17 years, since 2005. A company that I used to run called Travel Keys, which was sold in 2017 to Accor Hotels. We were one of the market leaders in vacation rentals. And it was funny, as I was preparing for this webinar, I remembered that what for me was a long time ago, it feels. Back in 2014, we were one of the first companies to try to allow our users and our guests to pay with Bitcoin. So we were at that point feeling like a pioneer, allowing users to come to our website, travelkeys.com at the time, and book luxury villas with crypto. There weren't too many brokers offering that at the time. So it was interesting. I was preparing for this and remembering some of those moments of the early crypto wave and really the early adoption, way before Web3, if you will, trying to get crypto onto vacation rentals. So
That's
anyhow,
pretty cool. Wow.
Nice throwback. I'll share that link if anyone's curious. But so anyhow, today, again, stop me if you can or want to, but I'm going to head over here to RentalWise.com, and we're going to try to get started for free and really get the Dtravel website up and running in a few minutes. So from RentalWise, feel free, of course, to browse some of those features James was mentioning. You can read about us and, of course, test out our pricing. One thing I did want to note, actually, is a lot of the other property management or all-in-one platforms in the vacation rental market do seem to, not exactly sure why, not very helpful, but hide their pricing. So we're quite transparent. You can come over here, you select your currency, and just sort of move your sliders along to figure out exactly how much you'll be paying per month. And we're finding a lot of the Dtravel users have 2 to 5 properties. Oh, yeah.
Just to interrupt you, I'm not seeing your screen right now.
Oh,
maybe that's just on my end. I might have to share it again.
Let's make sure. All right, are we back?
There we go.
Okay, sorry everyone, we're back there. I tried to get rid of this infinite loop, and we'll just stay off that page. This was that article, by the way, I was telling everyone about here. Just quickly, Travel Keys lets you pay for villas with Bitcoin in 2014.
Cool.
So from there, we'll go to RentalWise.com to get signed up and quickly started. James was mentioning, we do offer a variety of features from our property management system, reservations management, sort of CRM, owner portal for owners to manage their homes within a property manager, a channel manager, payment processing, website generator, open API, and a variety of interesting integrations. But today we're just going to get signed up. So it's quite easy. You can come in here and just quick try for free. I don't know if we reminded everyone at the beginning, but we are running a promotion now for our Dtravel signups. So you can actually get a 50% off the pricing. So if you are interested, you can come in here on pricing and you can move this around. As I was saying prior, a lot of property management systems don't seem to display their pricing in a nice transparent manner. We try to do that very easily. So you can just come here and set exactly how many homes you have. And for our users, again, signing up, the first year will be a 50% discount for our Dtravel partners. So from there, you can come in and try for free. We can fill this out. First name, last name, and an email. You're going to want to put a phone in. And this is asking for a workspace. What this is going to do is allow you to set your specific domain for your account. A lot of people choose their property name, their company name. For this, I can just sort of put demo test if you'd like. And I'm going to put the number of properties I have. From there, I can, let's do demo test 1. I might have created that in the past. I can continue on. And I'll be brought to a screen to enter my credit card. Now, just as a note again, you are on a 14-day free trial, but a credit card is required to move forward from here. You can cancel at any time, and no charges will be applied before that date. But it will require a credit card to move forward. So from here, actually, you will hit continue after entering your credit card details. You'll receive an email, and from there, you'll just activate your account by setting your password, which will bring you into your dashboard. So now I am looking here at the RentalWise system. You can see here I'm on a demo account, and I've landed on our opening dashboard. Now today, we're going to focus really quickly on getting Dtravel set up, Airbnb set up and imported. And we'll focus then on the channels module and the property management module. You can see there's a couple of different modules here, from onboarding, sort of a checklist that walks you through getting started. Dashboards, so once you're operating, you can look at metrics for your availability and your revenues. The property management system, the CRM, which is the booking management system, the channel management system, a website generator, and a settings and help section. Today we're going to focus, as I say, on the channels and property management system.
Bryan, so, just not to interrupt you, but
no, please interrupt.
Could you talk a little bit about why someone would want to use a PMS? What are the benefits?
I absolutely can. I don't know if, well, I don't know the generation everyone watching comes from, but I actually sort of joke sometimes, the hair club for men. I don't know if you recall, but it used to be an old commercial where the man was saying he was not only the president, but he was also a client. If everyone can see my screen, actually, I'll tell you myself. Did you follow that jump there, James? Do you see the green screen now?
Yep, gotcha.
Okay. So I'm not just part of the RentalWise company. I'm also a user. As I said, I've been in vacation rentals now going on 17 years. And a little bit more about RentalWise is it was built as an enterprise solution originally. Part of the architecture that powers RentalWise today was part of the technology in a sense, that was built into Travel Keys and other vacation rental companies that were built and sold over the years. We support a number of large enterprise clients. Some of the largest property managers in the world use RentalWise to power their operations. And we've been working to scale it to smaller subscribers. I've actually been one of our test users for a long time now. And the collection you're seeing here is actually a collection of rentals that I run myself. I use the RentalWise system for my homes. You'll notice here I have 3 properties in Lisbon, for example, and I have 3 properties here in Park City. I've owned and operated these for a few years, and I can tell you RentalWise is a lifesaver. Like many of the people watching here, I am OTA heavy in my distribution, I have to say. I get many of my reservations from Airbnb, from VRBO, the HomeAway network, from Booking.com. And I was constantly moving between those 3 intranets, if you will, or extranets, moving between Airbnb, VRBO, and Booking. I did have iCal sync to make sure I was not necessarily getting double bookings, but trying to run promotions, keep my rates up to date, update photos and amenities, or keep up with all the policies was candidly driving me a bit mad, certainly with 6 properties. Also the multiple inboxes for reservations and the inability to charge guests. So I moved to RentalWise a long time ago. I run my properties from it. As you can see in my channel manager here, I'm connected to VRBO, to Airbnb, to Booking. I do need to get more into crypto. I'm old, sorry, and maybe move my homes onto Dtravel. But what you can see here is that, I have both the strategic advantage of having a centralized view of all of my homes cross-market. I can run multiple Airbnb accounts, multiple VRBO accounts from here, essentially. I can update all my availability, make sure I'm not getting double bookings. I can do channel markups, which is a really important thing, meaning, depending on, as you say, your flexibility with trying to get direct bookings, you still are beholden to those commissions as you're getting OTA. RentalWise does allow you to set channel markups, not necessarily best practices, depending on who you're talking to, but you can go ahead and try to influence the rates that you'll be paying or your guests will be paying when coming through to try to sort of normalize your net. All of this is really difficult to do on multiple systems and very easy to do from the RentalWise platform. I also, like many of your users, I imagine, like to try to do direct bookings. So I've been for years, for example, collecting all of the email addresses of my Airbnb guests. Even though you can't exchange emails via the Airbnb UI prior to the reservation, post-reservation you can. So I always do email collection. I usually send guidebooks that way and through Airbnb. And then I do remarketing directly to their email rather than through the OTA. It's certainly one of the ways over the years I've tried to retain repeat business and referrals and things like that. I find the channel management solution, certainly with the ability to mark up and the ability to set discounts cross-platform without having to stay logged into multiple systems or stay sort of up to date with multiple extranets, is an amazing time saver. Certainly across 6 properties, I would find or say that it's extreme time saver. For the average user, maybe just listing on one channel and one house, I wouldn't say a PMS is actually for you in many ways. But once you even start to cross the threshold of 2, and you're certainly even cross the threshold of 1 property, multiple channels, or the desire to even have more than 3, past the big 3, that's when a PMS really becomes, an amazing advantage and a pretty small expense considering the time saving. If you consider one property, for example, at the Dtravel discount being $7, I think, and 50 cents a month, I think that's minimum wage. So you're talking about an hour of savings a month. I think that's more than easy to find, even just trying to stay logged into your rates and your availability across 2 platforms. So I don't know if that answers the question, but I'd say that would be why I use it.
Oh, that was great. Yeah.
Cool. No, thanks for that tangent there. So anyhow, coming back to our demo for those who want to get signed up. So we've gone through signing up on RentalWise.com. We've landed on our dashboard here as we signed in for the first time. We're going to go to our channels. And just for the sake of it, let's assume, again, as many users do, you are listing on Airbnb. It is acknowledged the world's largest channel. So we're going to go ahead and add our Airbnb. This will allow us to import our home very quickly. Just as to be clear, otherwise we could create it manually. So if I just wanted to come in and create a property manually, I could go through the multiple steps of adding images and calendars and rates and other sorts of things like that. But today I'd like to do that quickly. So I'm going to do this through my Airbnb. So I'm going to go up here and click add a channel. I just want to note, if you can see my screen again, that I'm already logged into my Airbnb account. If I weren't, I would be asked to log in when I add the channel, but because I'm logged in this browser, this is going to understand that, and it's not going to ask me for my credentials, just as a note. So I'm going to add my channel. I'm going to choose Airbnb. I'm going to name this Airbnb for the demo. And the reason, by the way, you're asked to set a channel name here is that RentalWise is quite a robust channel manager. You don't have the limitation of just a single Airbnb account. Many property managers, for example, will manage on behalf of their downstream owners multiple Airbnb accounts, and you can add them all here, connecting each one to different listings. So I'm going to call this one Airbnb for demo, and I'm going to authorize it. This is going to pop up. It is going to tell you connect Airbnb and One Mineral. Just as a note, One Mineral is our sort of technology parent, and it's our channel management entity. So don't be confused. RentalWise is part of the One Mineral ecosystem. I'm going to agree to these terms, which are pretty straightforward, that RentalWise is going to access all of my Airbnb information, and I'm going to allow that. Pretty quickly, you'll see here that I've added the Airbnb channel. I can go ahead and view that, and it will show me that it is enabled. What you'll see as well as I enter into the channel, here's that rates markup I was discussing. If I did feel like I wanted to offset that commission, I could do that there. This will mark up on your rates and on your fees because Airbnb does take commission on both. And you'll see here, these are properties that I already have in my PMS. If I went back here, you'll notice that I had 4 properties. And it's showing me that none of them are yet connected. So even though I've connected my account to Airbnb, my RentalWise account, I have not yet synced any of these properties to it. So there's a difference between connecting a channel and then connecting a property to a channel, just to be clear. So I've gone ahead and connected that channel. While we're in the channels module, I would say I'd like to connect Dtravel. You can see actually I've done that already, but I'm going to walk our users through how to do that. You'd go into add a channel and you would choose Dtravel. Here I would, let's just call it Dtravel for demo. And it's going to ask you for a client ID and client secret. For the Dtravel users, you can find this information as I jump over here. I've created a Dtravel user. I'm logged in on the home page. If you are looking for that client ID and secret, you're going to come down here to your account. You're going to go to settings. You're going to scroll down a bit to the property management software, and you see the Dtravel API for RentalWise. And by clicking view here, you're going to get a pop-up that shows your account ID and your API key. You can go ahead and click these copy CTAs and copy your account ID over here into your client ID and copy your API key here into your client secret. By clicking save, you're going to get your Dtravel showing up here, and you should see that it is enabled as well. You can see here I've actually been experimenting, and I've listed a couple listings here on Dtravel. Let's take a look and just see an example of one. There's one of those Dtravel properties. So we're going to do that in about 60 seconds. So just to be clear again, we've established a connection to Airbnb. We haven't synced any properties yet, but we've established a connection, and we've established a connection to Dtravel. Here you'll notice a couple of properties are already synced because I've been playing around. It's fun. All right, so let's go over to our PMS now and import a property from Airbnb now that we've established it. I'm going to come up here and click import property. I'm going to choose Airbnb. At the moment, just to be clear about the channel varieties of import, Airbnb is the only supported OTA for import. The other channels are currently supported for full sync export, but Airbnb is the only data set right now that we're drawing in from. It seems to be the most standardized, so that's what we use. Anyhow, so we're going to import from Airbnb. You'll see it's allowing me to select if there were multiple Airbnb accounts. I could select from which account I'm trying to import from, but I'm going to do the Airbnb for demo. And right now it's going to access properties, and you might ask, where are these properties coming from? And you can see here there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they are coming from my Airbnb account, which I'm logged into in this other tab. So I have the ability now to import any of these homes I'd like, and I'm going to import this Park City house. So I select the home, and I'm going to select import. It takes just a second here. Keep in mind you're importing a lot of data. You're syncing your images, your amenities, your calendar, your rates, availability statuses. So there's a lot coming into the system. Should take just a minute or so though. And when that's done, we should close out with a new property. There we go. All right. If everyone saw that pop in, we now have Park City 2-bedroom at Park City Resort Base. So we'll go ahead and take a look at this home that we've created. You can see it wasn't here a moment ago, but now it has media. It's got information that's come through, a bedroom configuration, mapping, amenities, a bit of description. We'll go to our calendar. We can see here that we have closed availability. It's because it's a demo property and we don't want to accidentally book, but we do have rates that came through. And if we go over here to our distribution tab, again, this is not the channels module, but the distribution tab specifically for this property. We can see that we have the option to connect to Airbnb, but we're not connected yet. We have imported to remember, but we haven't actually synced the other direction. And we have the option now to create Dtravel. So just for the sake of it, our goal here was to import a property and get it on a Dtravel. So let's go ahead and connect to Dtravel. I'll just go ahead here on my connected Dtravel account and click connect. It's going to ask me if I want to create a new listing or attach to existing. If for some reason I already had a Dtravel listing and I'm just choosing to, for example, switch PMSs and now use RentalWise, I could choose to attach to a new listing, an existing. That would access then my Dtravel account and believe would give me the option to select one of those. But today we'd like to create a new listing. So I'm going to go ahead and set a cancellation policy. I always like new refunds. And click save. Immediately, you'll see a green checkbox. That is a good sign. What we should be able to see here in just a moment is that it is synced. So if I go ahead and click on this green checkbox, it's going to show you what's happened. So there are a number of contents that have been sent over to Dtravel by that API we saw, and these are actually pending. They should upload. There's a 1 minute cache, so every minute or so, everything will get moved over. To check out what we've created, though, we can click on this link and we'll see our new Dtravel property listing. There we go. That was fast. So this is already populated, which means if we went back here and refreshed our page, that green checkbox probably will show us that everything is checked off. Let's just do that to check it in real time. And there you go. Everything is synced properly, which is why we see it here. So I'm not sure how long that took with a few tangents, but what we started with was coming through the RentalWise.com. We went into a try for free. We filled that out. We got an email, we confirmed our password, came onto our quick start guide, went into our channels, added our Airbnb, added our Dtravel, imported a property from Airbnb, and from that imported property, went to its distribution tab and connected it immediately to Dtravel. Now, just as a note, because I know as an owner as well and an operator who has used a property management system and has also been worried about connecting and double bookings with Airbnb, you'll notice even though we've imported this home from Airbnb and I've connected it to Dtravel, it is not currently connected or powering my Airbnb. So if I wanted to do that, which is sort of the point, to be honest, of using a property management system to centralize your processes, you would then choose to connect it at the property level. What this will do now is take over. That means this RentalWise system will now become your, quote, source of truth for Airbnb. At the moment, you can see that Airbnb is not synced to anything. But if I go ahead and sync this, let's attach to a listing because I know it's already there. I want to actually sync it back to the property that I imported from. And we'll do a full sync and sure, full refund because Airbnb likes that. Instant booking category, everyone who meets. Thanks for booking. This is actually going to allow you to take a security deposit on the platform if you have a payment platform that you've chosen. I'm going to actually let Airbnb deal with that because I don't want to on their OTA. So I'm going to let that go slide. And what's going to happen here is I'm going to sync back to Airbnb. So now what I've done is I had imported the property, I'd pushed it up onto Dtravel, and now I've decided that I want to run my business from RentalWise instead of having to log into Airbnb. And now I have done that. So going forward, when I manage my calendar, I manage it here, and Airbnb will stay perfectly synced. If we go back into Airbnb, I believe, and we relist this, there you go. You can see it now has a sync status that is importing, and in another minute or so, this will be fully synced over this way. And now RentalWise is your source of truth, and you no longer have to go into Airbnb. You can do similar things, of course, for Booking.com and VRBO, and actually, just before the month is over, we should be launching our Rentals United connection, which offers an additional 100 channels that owners might want to consider, in addition to Dtravel. There are a lot of interesting ways to try to, I would say, just get better distribution and not be so heavy on one channel. As someone who has been very Airbnb heavy in my professional rental career, it is good to try to spread the wealth around if you can. So that is a quick run through of getting started. Whoa. With Dtravel, and we'll look at this infinite loop for just a sec. Let's see if I can make your face bigger. There we go. Hey, James.
Hey.
So I don't know. I see a few maybe things have come in while I was chatting away. I don't know if any questions had come in. I'm certainly able to speak a bit more to features or take a couple of questions at this point.
Yeah, don't see any questions right now. There was just some chatter in the chat, but Eric from Dtravel's has got that covered. I don't see any questions in the question box just yet. If anyone has some questions, we'll wait a few minutes and let you answer or let you ask. Yeah, maybe Bryan, in the meantime, do you want to maybe speak about some of your most used features? I think you touched on some of the pricing things and stuff like that.
Sure. I just see one question here in the chat because I am able to see it here. Yeah. Does your PMS deal with pets? Yes, it does. Oh, let's run through that. That's a great point. So yes, you can allow or not allow. Yes, you can allow or not allow pets. By doing that, of course, that will both sync to Airbnb and other external OTAs, pet allowance or not allowance features. In addition, you can, let's go create a reservation and I'll show you this. So if you have a pet.
I might need to share your screen again.
Yeah. Oh, did I not? Am I not sharing?
No.
Oh, I understand. Am I sharing now?
Yes. Yeah, infinite loop, but we got you.
I'm talking about charge on pets. Yes. So you may add, sorry, here or there. Yes. So both you can allow pets or not allow pets, which will take you through a different booking process. Obviously, if you have a pet or indicate that and you don't allow them, they won't go through. But regarding to fees, you can set a number of fees. Let's go into the system.
There we go.
Yeah. Let's go into settings. Let's go into.
Oh, I think the question was charge on pets. Yeah.
Yep. So we're going to go into fees here. So the system is very flexible. So just everyone follow me along here. Sorry, I went into the settings tab over in the modules here, if you can see my screen, and I'm heading into fees. So you can create a number of fees, excuse me. You can see actually, I think we have 3 default fees set. So there, to your point, we have a pet fee already set. These are sort of whether you want them to display in the rent or be in addition to the rent. I know Airbnb is now rolling everything up, but different OTAs display those differently. And this again would apply to homeowner bookings. Sometimes you want to charge yourself, for example, for a pet, but you still might want to track it. So this pet fee then is a type of fee. So once you build a type of fee, and you can add any type of fee, you could add, whatever, a mother-in-law fee. You could add it as a flat fee, applying to all channels or selected channels, depending on how you want it to do that. And then you could save that and create said fee. Once you've created any type of fee at the property level, so let's say we wanted that mother-in-law fee or pet fee to apply. Property fees, you can see, sorry, I've come into the property. I've gone to the settings tab. I'm down here on the fees for this specific property, and I'm going to manage them. Let's select fees. And I can set a pet fee. Now, you see, I've set 4 types of fees. They're the 4 types of fees that I've set at the global level. And for this home, I want to have a $250 pet fee that applies per reservation, flat. And there we go.
Great.
Not included in rate as I've set there. So I hope that answers your question. Oh, he likes my mother-in-law fee. Lovely.
And there was a question on the cleaning fees, but I think you covered that in the same section as well.
Yes, a cleaning fee would be done the same way. You can do fees as a flat fee or a percentage, and as you saw, you can set them per channel or per all channels as you'd like. Does Dtravel provide insurance? Oh, that's a Dtravel question for damage.
Yeah, so I can take that quickly. So, Dtravel is not a platform like an Airbnb or Booking.com, or it's not a third-party booking platform. We're a technology provider. So insurance is handled by the host. We are looking at various insurance products, decentralized Web3 insurance products, but through platforms or through property management systems like RentalWise. I believe RentalWise has a integration with Superhog. Do you? Or
so we have it pending as well. It should be done before the year is out. But yeah, we do have a partnership with Superhog. I actually used to work with one of the co-founders as well in my long vacation rental career. And we'll be offering both the guest verification service through the RentalWise platform, as well as the option to add a per booking insurance claim. well, you guys can all look up Superhog, but they're a market leader currently in offering damage protection on verified guests, which will cover damages usually between $500 and $5,000, I believe.
Yeah. And that's typically how many property managers handle insurance. If they're doing direct bookings, that's a responsibility that they take on themselves through, potentially a partner like Superhog.
As again, just not necessarily relevant to this particular conversation, but meaning the demo, but as someone who has worked in vacation rentals for going on 20 years, I can tell you candidly that damage is rare. It's always the crimes that make the news, and it's always the big damage that makes everyone scared that it's going to happen to your home. I can tell you that generally users of vacation rentals are caring and honest. They usually report their own damages. Wear and tear, of course, happens, but your bell curve of users is really not trying to maliciously hurt a home. I would find, of course, if you're a company, to have liability policies in place, but just having a general insurance policy in place with a deductible that's not outrageous is enough, and not necessarily having to worry about per reservation insurance. I think it's a great product for certain types of homes and in certain situations, but a homeowner's policy or umbrella policy, certainly if you're a company, generally covers it. Again, in almost 20 years of working in this business and hundreds of thousands of rentals, I've seen very few cases of malicious damage or people who did damage and didn't own up to it and pay. Oh, I'm so sorry, we broke this. Like, how much is it? So anyhow, just a side note of humanity is not always as bad as it seems.
That's great. Okay, we're almost. I guess we're basically overtime right now. If anyone has any last minute questions, please drop them in the chat. We'll wait a few more seconds here, and then I guess we'll wrap up.
Wonderful. Just for blanks and giggles, I'll drop in the 2014 article to my previous company's attempt at taking Bitcoin. I'm sure everyone will get a chuckle out of that one.
Bryan, we're gonna have to get your properties up on Dtravel.
Yeah, let's do that. You know what? I'll use what I just taught everyone to get at least one of my homes up on Dtravel. But I don't have anywhere to take crypto yet, but we'll work on that. That's
okay. Yeah, we can work on that.
Yeah. Well, thank you, everyone. Again, forward along emails, and look forward to the next one.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Bryan.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.